20 pieces of silver is the price of a slave. This boy Joseph, who had been his father's beloved, who had become up to the place of the firstborn, who had the beautiful coat, who was given such a place of authority over others and was so loved, became the price of a slave. Worthless. Slaves in that time, I want you to understand that slaves is not just someone who's hired. It's not like today we have helpers and we have people who help us in the house. A slave is someone who is owned by someone else. And if the master is bad, if the master wants to beat you until you die, if the master chooses to give you no food, it's totally fine. Your life is considered worthless. Your life is considered not your own. And Joseph was sold at a price where his own family named him worthless. His own family said, you are worth nothing to us. We're not even trying to get a lot of money for you. You're so worthless, we'll take the price of a slave. And believe me, they probably had lots of slaves. You're so worthless. But the good news that I have for you today is that you were not sold for the price of a slave. And as we heard in communion today, Jesus came to take our place. He literally came to live amongst us as one of us and take our place. And it's no coincidence when we look at Joseph, there's so many pictures of Jesus. And one of the pictures is that Jesus was also sold for the price of a slave to take your price, to take your place. You will never be named a slave. Because Jesus came down and was sold at the price of a slave, so that we who are slaves to sin, to fear, to all the things around us could be set free and lifted up to be the place of a king. Amen. And so I want to tell you that Joseph, he had no choice. He was sold off at the price of a slave, and he felt worthless. But Jesus had a choice. Jesus was not thrown into things. Jesus chose to do it. He chose to be sold at the price of a slave. He chose to make himself of nothing. He chose to become sin for all of us. He chose to die. He chose it all. So that you today can never say you are worthless, but instead you can say you are totally worth it. You are worth it. Joseph may have felt worthless, but Jesus took that very place for you so that you could be set free today. You could know how valuable you are. And listen to me carefully when I say, do not let anyone else place the value on your life and what you are worth.